Cyclists Giving Tuesday group ride. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. I want to thank all of our staff for being here. On Giving Tuesday, I think we could all use a break from our inboxes today. So many emails, so many charities vying for your attention. And I think it'd be great to take a break and with the league staff and learn about who we are and what we're doing and why this work matters. I want to introduce all my colleagues here at the league, and if we could go one by one, and I would love to hear a little bit about who you are and your title, your role here at the league, and what you're doing right now. Some of us are inside, some of us are outside, some of us are in Washington, others aren't. So I'd love to check in and introduce everyone. And if you could name a staffer when you're done, that would be really helpful. Cool. And I'd like to hand it off to, Kelly.
Well, if Kelly's not available, I can go.
Go for it.
All right. Hi, this is Lauren Jenkins. I am in the Zwift. I'll see if I can wave. That's me right there. Joining Kevin for our great Giving Tuesday League of American Bicyclists active staff event journey. And the great thing about Zwift is I am in Washington. Kevin is in Chicago. So we can meet up online, get all our work done, get our workout done, which is great because it means I don't have to do it after work now. And as the communications director, always looking for ways to bring people together. And the online digital landscape allows us to do so much. So I thought I was going to be able to do this more succinctly, especially given that I'm not going very far, but here we are. Again, I can't even remember now what else Kevin wanted us to talk about, but communications director, glad to be giving this a try and hand it over to Marley, the communications coordinator on the team, who's really coordinating all this behind the scenes.
Thank you, Lauren. Hi, it's me, it's Marley. I'm, as Lauren said, the communications coordinator, and I have the very lucky job of helping coordinate this live stream. So I'm not outside, I'm at my desk and enjoying the warm weather in here because it's snowing where I'm at in Abingdon, Virginia. So yeah, I'm happy to be inside right now. But yeah, so I think one of the other prompts was how long we've been at the league, and I've been here for about 2 years. I'm loving it. I'm a very joyful person, and I think my favorite thing is just being able to spread bike joy and like share stories of our bike movement. It means a lot to me, and I really like it. So I'm really happy to be here and celebrating the good work we're doing on Giving Tuesday. And with that, I'm going to pass it to the third member of the communications team, Allie, who's also Zwifting, I believe.
Hello. I don't know if my bike situation is going to be really loud. It's really loud to me, so I don't know if everyone can hear it, but I'm Allie Mabry. I'm the graphic designer for the league, and I have been with the league for about, has it been like 6 months? I'm pretty fresh. But yeah, coming from a similar but different world of bike advocacy, it's kind of become my career niche without really even meaning to, but I love it, and yeah, happy to be Zwifting with you all. Well, I'm not really Zwifting, I'm just watching, but and yeah, with that, I will pass it to Allison.
Hi, thanks, Allie. So I'm Allison Dewey. I am the Director of Education at the League of American Bicyclists. I'm coming to you from North Bethesda, Maryland, the beautiful neighborhood of Randolph Hills. I'm on my deck, wearing my helmet for warmth, but always a good idea to have my helmet on when I'm riding my bike. So it's just kind of second nature to have it on. But really it's for warmth today because I'm on a trainer. Not Zwifting, but pedaling on my trainer. So I have been at the league for almost 17 years now. It's hard to believe. I started when my first daughter was a year old, and we are now looking at colleges, and she's like going to college next year, I hope. Or whatever she plans to do. She'll be happy. Let's see. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. This is a first. That's what's so nice about the league. We just keep expanding and growing and trying new things and, you know, putting new things out there, which is great. It keeps it fresh. It keeps all of us on staff interested, hopefully all of you interested and wanting to learn more about the league and being a part of it. So I am really enjoying watching the Zwift circuit because there's some wind turbines. Looks so nice, and the mountains in the back. Very beautiful. So let's see. Yeah, this is great to be part of this. So thanks to everyone who pulled this together, our Kevin and Lauren and the whole comms team. This has been great. I always love when I can get a workout in and work at the same time. Like that is amazing. A dream job, whoever you are, but especially in my book. So, okay, so I'm gonna pass it to.
Can I grab it back real quick, Allison?
Oh yeah, there you go,
Yeah,
Kevin.
cool. All right, I'm less out of breath. All right. We'll continue with staff intros in just a second. But first, I would love to flash over to the Giving Tuesday giving page. So over 40 people have already given to the league today on Giving Tuesday, our biggest day for individual fundraising of the year. We have a goal today of $40,000, which is a lot. It is a lot. And our goal is that large because our board of directors has challenged us to raise that amount of money in one day, and they will match it all. So as they say on public radio and everywhere else, we don't want to leave money on the table. Please consider contributing to the league today, bikeleague.org/give, or get this, you can text bikes to 44321. You could even do it from a trainer, which is crazy. What a time to be alive. Cool. I want to keep moving on with introductions of our wonderful staff. Can I move it over to Amelia Neptune?
Sure. Thanks, Kevin. Hi, everybody. As you can see, I am standing next to our nation's Capitol building here in Washington, D.C., the beautiful, crisp, sunny, cold day. And I have been at the league I just celebrated my 11-year anniversary this Sunday. So very proud of that. I'm the director of our Bicycle Friendly America program. So we work with communities, businesses, and universities all across the country, helping them to become more bicycle friendly. A fun fact, while I stand here, the architect of the Capitol has been a gold level bicycle friendly business for several years. So I'll show off some of their bike parking in a moment. It's over there. Yeah, that's one of the things I love about the BFA program is we work with all sorts of different kinds of entities. So we've got, community gardens, we've got elementary schools, we've got, of course, your big corporate Fortune 500 headquarters, local mom and pop coffee shops, and then places like the US Capitol. So there's room in the BFA program for absolutely everyone. And yeah, I'm thrilled to be broadcasting from here today because I look forward to seeing everybody back here in March for the National Bike Summit. So can't wait for that next Lobby Day coming up in March. And with that, I will hand it over to Bill, our executive director.
Hey, hi everyone. Happy Giving Tuesday. It's nice to be on this ride with you. I have to admit that I did not go out today on this ride. I'm slightly injured, but resting up very well here at my desk. But I put this behind me just so I could feel, like I was actually on a ride. And I have to say also this Zwift, I admittedly I've never been on Zwift before, and I'm loving watching. I don't even know who's up in front right now. This is Kevin and someone else, but I'm feeling like this is something I need to do. I love this. Thanks again, as others. I want to echo what others have said, to our to Kevin and our membership and our communications team for putting this together. This is totally new and fun, and I love getting to be with all of our staff who we're spread out around the country now. And also with all of you out there who are joining us. I know we're riding together in spirit most of the time. I feel that way riding with all of you on my commute here. I'm in Washington D.C. right now. I'm at the league office. No, there aren't people actually behind me right now. It's just a regular old office. Come and visit us sometime. But yeah, it's nice to be able to join you in real life now. Or I guess is this in real life? No, online, but also kind of connecting in a different way. So thanks for doing this with us. And I want to hand it back to Kelly. I don't know, Kelly, are you hearing us now? Can you hear us?
I definitely can hear you. Can you hear me?
Awesome. We can hear you, Kelly.
Okay, great. Because my trainer is making it's an old creaky trainer and it's extremely loud. But anyway, I'll introduce myself. My name is Kelly Gray. I'm based right outside of Washington, D.C. in Bethesda, Maryland. I work for the membership development team with Kevin, and I'm excited to be part of this ride. And I'm very excited to be part of the league. I joined recently as well in March. And I just wanted to mention one remarkable thing that I found about working at the league, and that's the enthusiasm of the league members. I found to be really inspiring. One of the first events or meetings that I went to as a new league staff member was the bike summit in DC in March, and it just was an amazing experience. And that's where I was struck with the enthusiasm and commitment of all the members of the league. I'm proud to be a part of this organization, and I would encourage anybody that's watching to donate. Just one other thing, I'm originally from the Midwest. I'm from Iowa, and I want to throw out a challenge to anybody that's been on RAGBRAI before. It's all one big community. Maybe you can send a couple bucks to the league on Giving Tuesday. I'm going to throw it to one of my coworkers who is based in Pittsburgh, Anna.
Hey, thank you. Yep, I'm Anna Tang. I work with Amelia and Chris in our Bicycle Friendly America programming. I'm the Bicycle Friendly America program specialist. And like Kelly said, I am based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm going to try to flip my camera here to show the set of steps that I am about to climb. It is one of the unique features of Pittsburgh is having over 700 steps to take over the challenges of the hills here. And so I've been patiently waiting at the bottom so I can climb them while I'm talking to you. And they're really cool. I've been at the league for about 2.5 years, and I was brought in to like start doing some more like on the ground BFA work. So I have the privilege of traveling all over the country and working with people locally, figuring out how they can do things where they are to be better at biking and welcoming for everybody. We also have our Spark Grant program, Community Spark Grant program, which is open now and accepting applications. And we also launched just last year at the summit our brand new bike advocacy workshop, which is to certify people to become league cycling instructors. So, league cycling advocates, I'm sorry. And yeah, it's really exciting. And I think like just working at the league, my particular passion is helping people where they're at, and I love to travel, and I love bikes, so it kind of combines those three things. And there isn't one day that feels like I'm truly at work anymore. I've kind of retired early and I'm living the dream. So with that, I guess I will also ask you to donate to help us continue this amazing work, and I'll pass it over to Jamil.
Thanks, and so great to be with everyone today. And oh, we got a cycles coming down right there. So great to be with everyone today. And to our staff that put this together, it's amazing. Really a huge fan of this. But I'm a policy specialist here at the league. I've been here for 2 years, a little over that now. The 21st of last month, I celebrated my anniversary, 2-year anniversary here. So just super excited to continue the great work that we've been doing on the policy team. But I'm calling from Bentonville, Arkansas, so that this is anyone who's visited. This is one of the trails here that I love, Thunderdome. But it's always just great to be able to come out here, walk around, to see it, just an expansive trail system in Greenway here to take part in our community. Just so amazing. And so it's just like all of our work. It's great to see so many people out here riding, but I know across the country, all of this is coming together, and cycling is becoming safer for folks. There's more opportunity to ride. So thank you to all our staff who make that possible, and all of you out there, wherever you are in the communities that do that as well. And I'll pass it to Ken.
Hey, Ken McLeod. I'm the policy director for the League of American Bicyclists. Live in Roanoke, Virginia. I'm walking on the Roanoke River Greenway. I've worked for the league for about 12 years, and it's just an amazing place to work. It's great to be able to represent cyclists, particularly on the federal and state level where I do a lot of work. We are very close to the finish line with a bicycle-friendly state ranking that will come out in the next week or two. Really looking forward to that. And it's great to just be able to know that we are doing work that helps people improve their communities and improve biking. This greenway that I'm walking on, the Roanoke River Greenway, has been mostly funded through federal transportation alternatives grants. And it used to be a 2-way roadway, and now it is a 1-way roadway that is currently closed to cars because of damage from Hurricane Helene. And it's just great to know that we have impacts in communities by advocating for cyclists at the federal level. And I will hand it to Shelby.
Sorry, cold hands. Thank you, Ken. So, hi everyone. My name is Shelby. I am the Federal Policy Fellow for the League of American Bicyclists. And like everyone's kind of said, it's kind of been like a dream working here. I've obviously always loved cycling, and I've even done a little bit of advocacy work on the local level. But to kind of like be able to expand my reach and be able to kind of represent the entire cycling community has been absolutely incredible. I'm from Southern California, and I just moved to DC in August, and that's when I started working at the league. So I'm very fresh, and this 30-degree weather is very new to me, but it's all great. And everyone at the league has been super, super welcoming. And yeah, I'm excited to be here and to do the work for you guys. Lobbying in Congress, it's not something I ever pictured for myself or that I'd be able to do, but here I am. You just kind of gotta dream big, and hopefully, we can do some good work for you guys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this next year with everyone. And with that, I will pass it to my lovely boss, Karen Whitaker.
Hey, thanks, Shelby. Hi, everyone. I'm Karen Whitaker. I'm the Deputy Executive Director, and I work mostly on federal policy. Sunday was my 12-year anniversary at the League. So And I just want to quickly give a shout out to Shelby. One of the things that she's been working on over the last few months is to pull out a list of biking and walking projects that have been funded under the bipartisan infrastructure law. So if you are on the Bike Walk Advocacy listserv, you now have access to that list of projects that have been funded in your state under that bill. And if you're not on the listserv, email us and we'll tell you how to get on it. So what I'm looking to in 2025 is that Congress is about to write its next transportation bill. It's going to set the policy and the funding for the next 5 years. We're going to be talking about that at the National Bike Summit. It's an opportunity for you to talk to your member of Congress about that. And I've been working on a couple of basically explainer videos, 15 minutes long, to tell you sort of what's going to happen, how you can get involved. So look for those. Let me know if there's other questions you have, other sort of topics you'd like an explainer on, and we'll work on that. So thanks for being here. And I'm going to turn it over to Riley.
Thanks, Karen. Yeah, I am out. My name's Riley Teitelbaum. I'm the Education and Summit Coordinator with the League. I've been walking around my neighborhood in South Philadelphia, but I just made it over to the Delaware River. So now I'm actually on a trail around a little bit of nature, which is nice. There's a pier over here that I'll walk down. It just has a random spiral staircase to nowhere, but that's nice. Yeah, but yeah, I support our education programs, LCI seminars that we're hosting across the country. Point of contact if you have any questions about the Smart Cycling program or are looking to host an LCI seminar in your community. And then I also handle registration for the National Bike Summit, as well as support all our incredible state coordinators with setting up meetings to lobby for bicycle and pedestrian focused policy. Yeah, so that's where I'm at, I guess. I don't even know how to turn the camera around. Some nice water now, so that's cool. See, who hasn't gone yet?
We'll take it back, Riley.
Okay, great. Love
Cool.
that.
Thanks, everyone. And I'm Kevin Deckinga. I'm the League's Director of Membership and Development. I work with our members and donors and corporate supporters to invite them to play an integral part in what we do here at the League. So many people know us for our work on Capitol Hill, ensuring that there's funding and policy that enhances bicycling, expands access to great bike networks. Other people know us for our Bicycle Friendly America program. If you've ever heard the words bicycle friendly community or bicycle friendly business or university or even state, those are our programs. But there's a whole separate group of people that know us as the education folks. And I'd love to pass it over to our education staff. Allison and Riley, what's a League cycling instructor? And if I wanted to become one, what would I have to do?
Allison, did you want me to take this or? Would you like to?
Yeah, go for
Not
it.
hearing
Riley.
it. Okay, cool. Yeah, League cycling instructors, or LCIs for short, are ambassadors of cycling education. It's the League education program. We call it Smart Cycling. Is a program that has a number of courses, but LCIs. To become an LCI, you have to complete both the classroom and on-bike portion of Smart Cycling. You work with an LCI in your community, which you can find through our local resources map. You then attend a 3-day seminar. There's a lot of modeling and teaching one another. You have to prepare a brief presentation but it's all just about, yeah, making, giving people the tools so that they can feel comfortable riding on a bike and navigating city streets and know about e-bikes. We have our Learn to Ride program for both children and adults, bicycle friendly driver. And as an LCI, you're covered for as an individual for insurance purposes. You have access to the league's entire curriculum, so you can adapt it as you need to suit your audience. And yeah, it's a really incredible program. We have a Google group where you can connect with educators across the country. And yeah, we'd love to work with you to host LCI seminars in your community. We're happy to host them anywhere as long as we can get 8 people signed up to attend them. But yeah, head to our website if you're interested in learning more about that. And here's the aforementioned spiral staircase to nowhere.
Love it. Thanks so much, Riley. That's great. One more time, if you haven't checked into bikeleague.org/give, today is Giving Tuesday, the league's single biggest day for individual giving. And today and today only, gifts up to $40,000 are being matched by our board of directors. Thanks, board of directors. All right, I'd love to keep the conversation going. Let's see here. To our Bicycle Friendly America team, what's the most fun, best practice you've seen in BFA applications this year? And do you, with so many bicycle-friendly communities and universities, does one stick out as using our program to really build bicycling to the next level?
Great questions. So I'm going to start with a shameless plug for the gold level bicycle friendly community I live in, because I'm walking next to a fairly new, really beautiful buffered protected bike lane. There's parking on the outside and then concrete barriers. This is on Pennsylvania Avenue, southeast leading to the Capitol building. And this is just one of the examples of what you could see on a mobile workshop at the National Bike Summit. Putting that out there. So I love seeing communities like DC that have, taken the time over the years to create plans, to create policies, to invest in staff and infrastructure, so that this is an ongoing, iterative process of continual improvements and investments. So it's not just up to that one passionate staffer that's, the inside advocate. Those people are so crucial in so many communities across the country. But for this kind of change to really be sustainable, we have to see people implement systems and policies and establish the real funding mechanisms to keep this work going. One passionate staffer that's, the inside advocate. I can hear myself. People are so crucial. Can you guys hear?
Sorry, that was me. Go on.
Okay. I don't really need a myself. I'm just going to pivot so you can see the really painted intersection. But some examples of places that have used our program. One of my favorite examples is the University of Kentucky, which is currently a gold level bicycle friendly university in Lexington, Kentucky. And I hope they don't mind me sharing that they actually started out as a bicycle friendly business before the BFU program even existed. And then the first time they applied to the BFU program after it was developed in 2011, they got honorable mention, but they were not deterred. They took the league's feedback. They made a bunch of improvements. They reapplied the next year. They got bronze. A couple of years later, they reapplied early. They got silver. And then in 2018, they moved up to gold. And they have continued to innovate and, again, invest in staff and in policies. They've done some really innovative things like cash out programs, so that if you are an employee or a student who used to have a vehicle on campus that you bought a parking pass for, you can trade it in for cash or for bike-related incentives. So they're working really hard to get people to adopt biking as their primary mode of transportation on campus. They've got great indoor bike room, bike parking. a campus bike shop, things like that. But again, you know, we're some of those things were sort of starting to exist when they first got that honorable mention status many years ago. But it's been so fun to watch places like that just take the time to make investments over the years. And I'm always so inspired to see those places. So I'll stop there and give it back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much. That was awesome. I love reading all these success stories from the BFC program in particular, and all the locally grounded advocates that are pushing their city councils and sitting on bicycle advisory committees and doing that work on the ground that builds bicycling together with the resources that the league works so hard to win at the federal level. Question for our advocacy team. You may have heard that there's a new administration coming into Washington in January. Small bit of news. How do you see this change affecting our work for biking and walking?
Hey, so thanks, Kevin. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I think we're going to have to change our strategy a little bit. Over the last several years, we've had an administration that was really promoting the kind of work we do and wanted to do. As we go into this next Congress and next administration, they're going to be in charge of starting the process to write the next bill. And I think what we're going to have to do is really focus on the value of biking to their individual communities. So looking at the benefits really at a local level. One of the reasons we've been working on those project lists is it's an opportunity to show them what's happening in their district. We need to make it real to them why people that they represent want these types of projects, why biking and walking safety is important to them. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, that's awesome. One of my favorite days of the whole year is Lobby Day at the National Bike Summit. And, you know, I live in Chicago. My congressional office locally is just a few blocks from here. Shout out to Delia Ramirez, representative. But I love visiting their office in person and talking about biking and walking and relating it to my lived experience making my daily school commute with my 2 kids on bike. You know, there's something so real about that and so formal that I feel like this is where it matters, right?
Yeah. And one thing I'll say, and one of the reasons the league does the National Bike Summit is that the number one way that you can change a member of Congress's mind on an issue or help them make up their mind, particularly on an issue like biking where they may not have thought about it in a political context, is a Washington, D.C. visit by a constituent. Study after study has shown that's the most effective thing you can do. And so that's why Lobby Day is so important, and coming to the National Bike Summit can really help us move the agenda here in Washington.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, your member of Congress might get very few visits from everyday constituents in Washington in a given year. This is what really makes the difference, and you can really get someone's ear. Cool. Thank you so much. Let's pivot a little bit to fun things. To our communications team, what is your favorite piece of league merchandise that was created this year? And why is it the league bandana?
Marley, go.
Honestly, yes, the bandana is a like one of my favorite things to wear. My actual favorite though is something that was just released, like I want to say this past weekend. Like I think it just got to our offices. It is a beautiful Bike Joy beanie. I just think it's so wonderful. It's like this red knit hat with like this fun little patch on the front. It says Bike Joy, and it just reminds me of like how joyful biking makes me. And it also keeps me warm, although I don't have one yet. It will keep me Yeah, so the beanie and the bandana, those are my favorites. And thank you, Allie, for designing those. That's awesome. Oh, and if you see what Kelly is wearing, I also love our new league jersey. It's really cool. It's inspired by vintage patches, all hand drawn by Allie, based on like real patches that the league used to have. So it's a really cool piece of merch. Yeah, there you go.
And his hat too. That's the league cycling cap. Cool. Thanks so much. All right, so the year is winding down. It's December already, believe it or not. Oh, I'm suddenly going uphill. Why? With everything that we've worked on for the last 11 months plus, what have been your favorite program accomplishments? Like when you look back on 2024, what really stands out to you in your program of work? And that can be for anyone.
I could start. I have to say that I think our webinar series was really fun this year. I feel like we had a really broad range of topics from gravel cycling 101 to podcasting for bike advocacy. It was, oh, and then, like I think our most recent one was one about live mobility insights. Like there's such a wide range of topics that we delved into. And they're all on our YouTube channel. So if you're watching via YouTube, please explore our webinars playlist and you'll see some of those cool things I was talking about.
I can go. This is Allison Dewey. So for the education program, early this year, we released a Learn to Ride curriculum for youth, along with instructional video, as well as a parent caregiver one-pager. And it was really fun to create. It was a project we did with Woom and Bike New York. So big shout out to both of those groups for contributing and building that curriculum with us. Who doesn't like seeing little kids learning how to ride a bike? It just brings a lot of joy. And then just about a month before that curriculum was released, we also released an adult Learn to Ride curriculum. And I felt like that was a really cool thing because we kind of lifted the veil on a lot of like this secrecy that some adults feel they keep in not knowing how to ride a bike. So we heard from a lot of people, a lot of adults that hadn't yet learned to ride a bike, or they kind of forgot how after, growing up and, becoming an adult, and they lost the skill of riding a bike, so they had to relearn. And I felt like it was just like uncovering a lot of like dreams for people and hearing about their joy in experiencing riding a bike for the first time as an adult, or their expression of that desire to do so. Really, I thought was really uplifting, and I thought it just kind of opened up this community to empower them to really embrace the joy of riding a bike, and that there's no shame in learning to ride a bike at whatever age you are. It's something that I feel everyone can do, no matter what age you are. So that was a real joy for me, and I think a really pinnacle kind of curriculum for the league to release. So, yeah.
Thanks, Allison. We're going to go back to 2024 highlights. Everyone's doing their 2024 wrapped up already. Crazy. But it occurred to me the other day that the league staff is sort of all over the place these days. We used to be so concentrated in Washington, but today we have Chicago, Pittsburgh, Bentonville, Arkansas, Missoula, Montana. Where even is that? Just kidding. But our newest staff member comes from a place even colder than here, Chris, tell us what it's like in Minneapolis. Oh, Chris, are you on?
I believe the unmute is
Oh, it's stuck.
Hey,
Oh, here we go.
here I
You got
am.
it. You got it.
Great. Is the video coming through as well, everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. My name's Chris Vaughn. I use he, him pronouns. Just quick intro. I am, the newest member of the team. I started about 5 weeks ago, and I work on the Bicycle Friendly America team doing program coordination, working alongside Amelia and Anna and supporting the amazing work that they've really been building up over the years. First I'll talk about where I am. I'm out here in the streets of Minneapolis. Today started in the teens Fahrenheit, but it soared to the mid-20s. So it's a beautiful late morning for a walk. And I walked first the Bryant Avenue Bikeway, which opened in 2023 and was rated one of the top 10 new bike lanes in the US. And then I went down into a converted rail trail called the Midtown Greenway, which runs about 6 miles across South Minneapolis. Walked that, and now I'm on the Whittier-Lyndale Bikeway. So it's amazing in Minneapolis. We've got all this great infrastructure that's really been popping up. And I remember feeling grateful for these kinds of routes several years ago when I would bike around Minneapolis. But then after my twins were born, I started biking on the cargo bike. It was really essential for us to be able to get around car-free in Minneapolis. So it's great to see, all the work from grassroots advocates to state level legislation, city policy, federal dollars, all those pieces kind of come together and really impact lives. So I'm passionate about making streets that are safe for walking and rolling and human-centered for everybody. I think that's probably about enough of an intro, and if I don't put my glove on, I'm going to get frostbite. So I'll kick it back to you, Kevin. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. Shout out to all the cargo bike moms and dads out there. It's great. I feel like just a few years ago, I used to be the only guy on a cargo bike in the streets of Chicago, and now just a ring of the bell. That's all. So many. Our final, next newest staffer, Monique Hyatt, where are you coming from? And tell us a little bit about what you do at the League.
It appears that she has accidentally left the chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So we'll circle back.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's keep it rolling. I would love to have one more example of a top program accomplishment in 2024.
I mean, if nobody wants to go, I can go. I'll just do another plug for my advocacy training, which was an idea that had been, percolating in my brain for like a couple of years, even before I joined the League. And so being able to bring it to everybody across the country twice a year has been phenomenal. And being able to work with like local grassroots advocates who are experts where they live has just been so rewarding. And, sharing all the ins and outs of becoming a bike advocate at the grassroots one-on-one level. And, hopefully really fun doing into 2025.
Thanks, Anna. All right. I would love to pass it over. Oh, first, a friendly reminder, check us out at bikeleague.org/give. Today is Giving Tuesday. If you want to put a few dollars in the helmet, as they say, you're welcome to chime in and ask a question. Marley, feel free to interject if we've got any of those. But I'd love to pass it over to our Executive Director, Bill Nesper. Bill, why is the coming year so critical for bicycling? You've been around for a few years at the League. What makes this year different?
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, so I think Karen, hit on the political changes that we're going to be seeing. I think this is going to provide a really huge opportunity for us as a bicycling movement in 2025 to really show how bicycling brings people together, how we have a lot of shared values that are really brought to the forefront through bicycling. I think all of us bike for whatever reason, wherever we bike, for transportation, for recreation, for like we say, for the pure joy of it. We know that this is the best vehicle ever made, and really it's a vehicle for change, and it's a vehicle for bringing people together and communities together, for transformation, for improving lives. I think in 2025, we have an opportunity to really focus on the great work that's being done at the local level. And then, of course, we want to amplify your voices at the national level and at the federal level to make sure that those stories are told, and that the value that bicycling brings to our communities is emphasized as a real positive, as we say, bike partisan activity. So yeah, 2025 is going to be a big year for us. I was just about to chime in before Anna chimed in about things that we're really proud of in 2024. I mean, so many. You heard our amazing staff talk about the great work that they're doing. We are just so honored to be able to work with such an amazing group of supporters across the country, members, people who are riding. We hope that more people can join us on this ride, of course, today, but on this ride towards truly bicycle-friendly America for everyone. I was just about to say, one of the things that I loved in 2024 was the LCA workshops. I think it's the next step for us to help support local change makers around the country. We've seen the transformative power of our smart cycling program and what league cycling instructors can do around the country, and we want to do more of that, and to help put resources in people's hands so that they can change their streets, change their neighborhood, improve their communities towards those big challenges that we face, of course, at the state and federal and global, national and global level. So I'm excited about 2025 and being able to invest more of resources in supporting local change makers. There are 1,000 local organizations and recreational bike clubs. We are so proud to be the national grassroots organization that represents those groups here in Washington, D.C., where we come together and of course, at the national level, to be able to speak with one voice for this wonderful activity that we all are so thankful that we have in our lives. So I just want to say thank you for giving today. Thanks for bringing people in to this movement. The work that you do to welcome people on bike rides, showing up at local meetings, teaching classes, helping your neighbors learn about the beauty and the joy of bicycling in their lives. I think we know that that's what we're all about. And I'm excited for us to be able to bring more of that into 2025 and to help bring more people together through bicycling.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Bill. All right. Oh, we're going back to the screen share. Again, Giving Tuesday. Please, if bicycling matters to you, if having if access to great, safe bike infrastructure and top quality bike trails and other infrastructure is important to you, and that your neighbors can access bicycling no matter which zip code they live in. If teaching adults and kids safe bike handling skills and confidence to make riding an everyday routine thing and experience that bike joy, if that matters to you, please contribute to the League today during Giving Tuesday. For today only, your gift rides twice the distance, thanks to our board of directors matching all gifts up to $40,000. Thank you. All right, just a few more minutes. We're going to spend it on fun things. Jamil, what's your favorite bike accessory right now?
Oh, bike accessory. Well, before we get into that, I was going to build on what some other folks were saying about 2024 in review and looking forward to 25. So just building on like what Bill was talking about and what Anna was talking about, and like working with communities, it's been really great for me to be able to, kind of reach back into my education background roots, both as a teacher and working on the federal level in DC when I was there. So it's really been great to work with some cycling educators and practitioners who are in schools teaching children how to ride. And so it has really just been great to be able to connect with them, host some webinars. So thank you, comms team, for helping put those together. And really just help facilitate the practice sharing and the idea sharing in helping folks, enter into schools to teach children where they're at. So helping ensure all children are receiving the education. And along with that, it's been great to, kind of host some education, kind of like practice sharing calls as well, networking calls for folks that are in that space. And so it's just been really rewarding and great to have those conversations, to work with folks on the ground and to give back in that way. But as for my favorite bike accessory, I'm going to say my full face helmet because it keeps me alive. It's done its job and I actually got to get a new one. But yeah, I think that's got to be my favorite accessory. It's a necessity more than an accessory, I guess. Back to you, Kevin.
Love it. Ken, what's your favorite bike accessory?
Probably go with like a frame bag. I really enjoyed doing some bike packing the last couple of years, and just around town, it's amazing to have a place to like put things that's out of the way on your bike. Also love a good front rack. There's just something about the ability to see what you're carrying, grab and go kind of like storage. It's just a lot of fun to carry things around town, do trips by bike, see how much groceries you can fit on your person and your bike. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
Thanks. Allie, how do you incorporate bicycling outside of your working life? Tell me what you're involved with locally in Missoula, Montana.
Thanks. Yeah. So a lot, Kevin. I personally have not owned a car in, gosh, going on 8 years. And so my house is 500 feet from a separated bike path called the Bitterroot Trail that takes me either 3 miles into downtown Missoula or about 50 miles south to Hamilton, Montana, which is a small town. And, we're on the Trans-America Trail route or just off of it, and we get a lot of folks coming through looking for warm showers. So I am a warm showers host and have a lot of folks come stay through as they're passing through. And I also am a co-founder of an organization called Slow Spokes, which is a bike packing group for women, non-binary, trans, and gender expansive riders. So we do everything locally from, connecting people with resources to build their first bike at our local bike kitchen called the Free Cycles. We have a gear library. We take people on rides. We teach people how to dehydrate food for bike packing. Kind of a lot, yeah. And then I also have sat on a couple of steering committees to help make some master plans for the development of my neighborhood and downtown. And of course, I'm always the squeaky wheel talking about bike and pedestrian infrastructure and making sure that that doesn't get forgotten. So yeah, a lot.
We are a staff of squeaky wheels. I think almost all of us have either moonlight as squeaky wheels or come to the league as squeaky wheels. So many of us have great backstories in bike advocacy. Anna, could you tell us a little bit about how you got started in bike advocacy and what brings you here?
Sure. Yeah, like many. I'm sorry if my phone dies in the middle of this. I'm walking back towards the car. But the short story is I biked to DC one year from Pittsburgh, and I was like, well, if I can bike 60 to 80 miles a day, I can just bike to work. So the next day I biked out my door to work, and I was like, this is so terrifying and horrible. Who do I complain to? I couldn't find anything online, so I was like, I guess I'll take matters into my own hands. And so, like, long story short, I got some like neighbors together, and we started a bike ped group in my neighborhood, like right by us, and then eventually started teaching biking, became an LCI, and then like worked my way to the league. So yeah, it was fun and kind of through the back door just as a volunteer.
That's awesome. Yeah. Like yourself, I started in local advocacy too. Here in Chicago, I worked for Active Transportation Alliance for many, many years, heading up their membership team. And it's been so thrilling to be not just along for the ride, but to be one of those change makers, because Chicago is such a different place than it was when I started in advocacy 15 years ago. Wild. Karen, you've been in advocacy for a long time at the federal level, and it's gone through a few different iterations. How is now different?
Well, I have to say, I started in bike advocacy around 2009 at the federal level. And it's, sadly, I'm afraid it's going to come full circle. In 2010, the Congress that was elected, there was a big Tea Party movement that was about reducing federal spending. And there's a big push in the transportation side to really cut down spending on things that didn't benefit drivers, with the idea that if you paid gas tax, the money should benefit you. If you don't, it shouldn't. So they tried to cut transit, biking and walking out. We fought back, we won. We spent a decade building support for biking and walking in a bipartisan way. And what we saw in the bipartisan infrastructure law was really a result of that. We weren't controversial. We had bipartisan support. We got a massive increase in funding, much better policy. What I'm hearing right now, though, is we're going back to that idea of that we need to get back to things that are within the federal interest, and things that are seen in the local interest, like biking, walking, and transit, shouldn't be part of the federal bill. So the good news is we fought it before, we'll fight it again. And we're coming off of a decade of building bipartisan support that I'm hoping we can continue to build on, but it's going to be a tough couple of years.
Yeah. But advocacy is important on the on years and the off years, right? Just like voting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, that's why talking about things that are happening in your local community are really important, because that stuff is not seen as partisan. That's seen as building the economy, building a great place to live. And members of Congress want thriving communities.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Karen. Thanks to all of our staff. Hey, look at that. I just rode 17 miles. Wild. Thanks everyone for joining us. I think we're going to stop the YouTube feed in just a moment. But before we go, I want to remind everyone to please visit us today, bikeleague.org/give. Thanks so much to all of our members, all of our donors, all of our supporters. We wouldn't be here without you. So thank you so much for keeping us pedaling forward, or in today's case, pedaling very stationary. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. And yeah, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, I just ended the stream.
Oh.